Welcome to another installment of Deconstructing Babylon, where we discern the signs and symbols of the mystery religion of Hollywood Babylon. I'm the Discerning Clerk, and I use a biblical framework to deconstruct my favorite movies. I'm so grateful you're here, and that by God's grace, you've clicked on this video. I firmly believe that my content will find its intended audience in the right time. When it comes to movies, we can all have different opinions about the meaning and symbolism, because it's not that serious. But I do take the Bible very seriously. I take God at His word, so you don't have to take my word for it, but I strongly encourage you to know the word for yourself. Some have accused me of being a Bible thumper, and I guess I am, but I'm not out here throwing the book at people who aren't already believers. I can't change anyone's heart or mind by what I say. I'm really just trying to point out the lies that come out of Hollywood through their storytelling and prepare the true bride of Messiah with the oil of His truth. So as I mentioned in my last video, I'm expanding my content to include more 80s movies and those from the early 2000s, which is where we find ourselves with today's selection, Titan AE. This computer animated science fiction flick with a star-studded voice cast was released in 2000 and wasn't too well received by critics. But it's long been one of my favorites, and it's been on my list to deconstruct for a while. Since it's from 2000, it will not appear in the video movie guide. So we go to IMDb for some user reviews. Let's look at a 10-star review from IMDb user FoxDoug, who writes, I personally think this movie shows finally that some parts of Warner Brothers can make a decent animated movie without ruining it with cliches. It's about time for people in the US to realize that animated movies aren't just cartoons or made for kids. Soon enough, movies like this will be commonplace in every theater in the world, and it's about time for more Americans to start respecting animated movies like this one. It was an excellent movie that anyone could enjoy. This truly was a movie for all ages, young and old. I would recommend that everyone should see this film. What I like about this review is that he's right about a lot of things, but this movie definitely stands apart from most animated movies that came after it. Now, a 1-star review from IMDb user Raphael, who writes, If only aliens could have destroyed this movie, along with the rest of the Earth. Had I not been seeing it with friends, I would have left the theater about halfway through. This is only the third movie of my life I've actually wanted to walk out of. Granted, the computer-generated visuals are spectacular at times, but the story and the dialogue consist of a string of random cliches thrown together without meaning or purpose. Character and motivation are not implausible, they are non-existent. And where did they find that hideous music? I don't feel bad that I paid $7.50 to see this movie. I feel bad I sacrificed 2 hours of my life to it. I may not be able to save the human race from destruction, but hopefully I can save a few poor souls from subjecting themselves to an experience this horrific. Who remembers when a movie theater ticket cost $7.50? Anyway, I like reading both 10-star and 1-star reviews because it proves my earlier point that we can disagree on our opinions of movies. Notice how both reviewers brought up cliches. Now let's see what we see in Titan AE. The movie's first image is the stars. So many stars. With one especially bright one that is probably the sun. We're getting a voiceover describing a human invention of innovation and salvation.
We called it the Titan Project, and it was a testament to the limitless power of the human imagination.
The stars turn into a reflection in water, and we meet young Cale Tucker, whose father is telling us and him about their innovation and also some celestial enemy called the Dredge. Our story begins in 3028 in a place called Pierce, Colorado, which is a small rural town.
We're leaving too. We all have to go somewhere safe.
Cale's dad, Sam, tells him he has to go on another ship. So while Cale and others are escaping the enemy threat, Sam is high up in the military and needs to fight off the Dredge. As several spaceships fly off into space, the Dredge blasts the globe Earth, destroying it entirely. Sam flies off in the spherical Titan ship and blasts light years away from his young son, who watches his home be destroyed. Cut to 15 years later, Cale is 19 and works as some kind of salvage junk spaceman. By chance, he runs into a ship where Akima is at the helm.
We're locked down, Captain.
Captain Corso deboards at the salvage station as Cale resigns himself to lunch. There is a strong hatred of humans out here amidst the numerous alien races. Apparently, Earth wasn't the only place destroyed and its survivors displaced. Corso finds Cale and invites him to join a mission with him to save mankind.
I want you to risk your life. I want you to give up everything you have to join the mission where you'll face terror and torture and possibly gruesome death.
Cale is jaded towards life and hopeless for a future. but Corso persists and tells Kale he was with his father on the Titan project. Then Corso reveals a secret hidden in a ring Kale's father left him.
It's a map, Kale. It can tell us where your father hid the Titan.
Kale is still incredibly reluctant to be humanity's savior, but when the Dredge show up, his survival instinct kicks in and he escapes with Corso. The Dredge pursue Kale, relentless in their mission. These bright blue creatures almost appear as if they're made of energy. And of course, I noticed the blasts from Corso's weapon are Disney villain green. Once on the ship, we officially meet pilot Akima and alien crew members Preed, Stith, and Goon.
I happen to be humanity's last great hope.
I weep for the species.
The ship's name is the Valkyrie. Not a biblical figure, but a female Norse warrior whose name means chooser of the slain. The Valkyrie are connected to Odin, the Norse concept of the Most High, and the women warriors lead the dead to Valhalla. The crew set course to see a strange people called the Gowl, bat-like creatures who converge at a temple to show Kale what his map means and where it leads.
He must have been here, standing here. Right here.
Who?
My father.
The Dredge show up, still in pursuit of Kale. The human crew are rescued and protected by the Gowl.
Why aren't they shooting at Kale?
They want him alive!
And the Dredge do capture the hope for humanity, along with Akima, who they both leave alive.
So what did the human race ever do to the Dredge?
It's not what we did. They're afraid of what we might become.
Kale and Akima are brought to the Dredge mothership, where they get his map to the Titan. The Dredge keep Kale prisoner on their ship, but Akima ends up on a trade ship where her crew and captain find her and rescue her.
Well, if it isn't the captain, what kept you?
Kale quickly learns that the Dredge plan to destroy the Titan and eliminate the humans. And I'd like to know why everyone seems to understand the Dredge language. Kale escapes in one of the Dredge ships and finds his way back to the Valkyrie.
The boy is not dead. This is cause for happiness.
But now the race is on to get to the Titan before the Dredge. Corso lets Kale fly the Valkyrie for a little joyride among creatures they call wake angels.
They're like ghosts.
Actually, they look like stingrays, and they ride in the wake of a ship, almost like outer space is really waters above the earth. The Valkyrie crew stop at a drifter colony of all humans to get some supplies, and Akima and Kale overhear Corso double-crossing them to the Dredge, and Preed is in on it too.
Then you're even more like your father than I thought. A fool.
So Corso leaves Akima and Kale at the colony and takes the Valkyrie to find the Titan, still planning to turn it over to the Dredge, I guess.
Akima, we're gonna stop them.
Even animated movies give us a montage as Kale and others in the colony work to fix up an old ship they plan to use to stop Corso. Meanwhile, the Valkyrie and crew have already arrived in the location where the Titan is meant to be hidden, a massive ice field that keeps the savior ship well concealed, until Kale and Akima show up with the map in a faster ship, and the Valkyrie follows.
We've got to lose him.
They enter an ice field that creates distorted reflections. It could be like broken mirror symbolism, but it's a ship, not a person, so I don't know about this particular meaning. Kale and Akima find the hidden Titan and all that lies within.
These are animals. Or they will be.
The ring that was the map to find the Titan is also the key to power up the Titan, and it activates a holographic message from Kale's dad.
This ship has the power to create a planet, to create a new home.
The power is within, but Sam explains the batteries are dead. The Dredge are still in pursuit, following Corso's location. Then Preed turns on his captain too, as he's made a backdoor deal with the Dredge. Corso takes him out quickly for his betrayal before he has his final battle with Kale. Kale has a chance to end Corso.
You can let go, kid. I wouldn't blame you.
Corso falls, but not to his death. Kale determines to use the pure energy of the Dredge to power the dead batteries on the Titan. When it all seems like a lost cause, Corso returns to help Kale and betray the deal he made with the Dredge.
Maybe we can beat him after all.
And when the Dredge fire on the Titan, Corso sacrifices himself to ensure Kale's plan works. In fact, it works so well, the energy turns around and destroys all the Dredge and the mothership. The Titan does what it was meant to and creates a new Earth. Not just a new, perfect Earth, but a new sun. And how do you suppose that's possible if the Earth orbits the sun? Just saying. We even get a rainbow, which is a promise from the Most High that he wouldn't flood the Earth and destroy all life. The final image is the new globe Earth and Sun, attracting all humans that have been homeless for the past 15 years. The Titans were known as the former gods, whose parents were Uranus, the sky, and Gaia, the earth. One of the Titans, Cronus, overthrew his father to become king of the gods, until Cronus's own son, Zeus, overthrew him and sent all the Titans to Tartarus, a place under the earth, while the new generation of gods, the Olympians, rule the heavens. Cronus is also known as the Roman deity Saturn, or Satan. These aren't just mythologies. These are ancient religions of pagans and Gentiles. I even hesitate to say ancient because people to this day still worship the earth, Gaia, the sun, the moon, and the 7 wandering stars, which are all named for Greco-Roman gods. Now, why do you suppose this movie portrayed a new Earth project and named it the Titan? Actually, I have so many questions about the initial project that was introduced so quickly and deployed immediately. How long were the US military working on it? How did they become aware of the dredge threat against the entire planet? How did people from other nations even manage to escape, and how many people survived? It seems like humanity was also in contact with other alien races because Sam put a blind alien named Tech in charge of his young son until Corso found him. All right, questions aside, let's get to some answers. The entire plot points to a false savior, Kale, and a false new Earth birthed by the Titan. That may as well be Cronus, the son who overthrew his father. It is my opinion, and you're welcome to disagree with me, that the dredge represent the angelic Elohim, the army of the Most High, sent to stop this false Messiah and destroy the false earth that he intends to set up. The narrative is that the dredge are afraid of what humanity is capable of, which is why they destroyed the earth the first time. Yet these creatures, who are pure energy, don't seem to have anything to be afraid of. And real angels don't either. The truth is that this earth will be fully destroyed one day, and he will usher in a new heaven and a new earth. Not us, not the enemy, not aliens, not angels. The Most High Yahuwah will do it, because only he can. But there will always be people who fancy themselves as very important, very smart, very clever, and very powerful who think they can do it apart from him. They've thought this way from the beginning, when they tried to build the Tower of Babel, and they believe it now. Finally, I mentioned before what I thought about outer space. I wouldn't necessarily call myself a flat earther, but I do refer to my beliefs as biblical cosmology. I believe the earth is stationary, and the sun, moon, and stars are constant in their courses inside the dome-shaped firmament. What they tell us is a vacuum of space outside the firmament is actually water. And they tell us that narrative in Hollywood Babylon all the time. The crafts that travel out there are called ships. The wake angels they showed us that appear like sea creatures traveling in the wake of a ship. What they say is a lack of gravity are really powerful currents. Even inside the bridge of the Titan, they showed us a flat earth model with the impermeable dome. They know the truth and they put it right in front of our faces, and then they tell us that the lie is the truth. I understand it's confusing and upsetting. I get upset anytime I learn something else they lied about. I don't like knowing I believe the lies for so long. And I pray for each of you who are still coming out of the lies and into the light of his wonderful truth. Thank you so much for enduring to the end. Give the video a thumbs up if you agree and a thumbs down if you disagree. Comment below what you think I missed with this one and to suggest any 80s, 90s, or 2000s movie you'd like me to deconstruct in the future. Subscribe to the channel if you want to see more content like this, but don't follow me. Follow the one who saves you. And until next time, keep looking up.
But maybe I've been wrong all these years, and it took your inspiring speech to make me see it.
You've really changed me. It's beautiful. I think we got a hug.